And here we are again. We're live. What's up, boys? I actually got a pretty cool little chat window going on today. So I'm going to actually get to hang out a little bit more, talk with you guys, say what's up to everybody. So what up to Adam, Spectrum Retrofits, Jonpaul. We've got Sinister in the house. We got Tim Shields. Apo, what up? Got a bunch of you guys. So I think there may be some cool things that we do today, and definitely the Instagram raid is going to be fun. I love those. I think it's going to be dope. See if we can actually roll an intro without it messing up, but it might. It might. Let's go. All right. It's probably doubling up. Probably hear it twice in the background. I don't care, because yesterday it just kept playing when I didn't want it to. That was sucking. It was kind of difficult to mess with. But today I think we got it. We got it, and I think we got some other cameras that are going to do some good things. So we'll see. Anyway, what are you guys up to? What kind of projects are you working on? And where are you watching from? Because I always ask, and people that watch this in the replays or that are here for the first time, they always want to know where you're watching from. And I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of fun to talk about yourself, right? So in chat, give me a what's up, and let me know if you saw in the Facebook group when I posted earlier about what we're going to be doing today, who we're going to be rating, and we'll talk a little bit about some cool stuff that we got going on with that. Mike Johnston in the house. What up, sir? Keep it up, man. Legit. Nice. Nice. Well, if you don't know and you're just coming to the stream for the first time, you haven't seen it, we've got the whole sequential squad set up. We got 303 Panda WRX in the house. Brian L, what up, in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Panda, where are you watching from, bro? Let's just shout out where we're all from. So this will be cool, though. If you don't know about the squad and the Facebook group and all that stuff, that is what's happening. So, what's happening? There it is. That's what's happening. And we've got an intro that comes on every time I switch screens because I forget to turn it off. My bad. Oh, check it out. My lady gave me a haircut. What do you think? A little bit less gnarly pants. I'm gonna try to not overdo it on the music today, but we're gonna go for it. It's gonna be good. Jam out a little bit. All right, let's see. Yeah. Hunter says, "Hello, Panda." Ooh, didn't show you guys.
Okay.
What do you think? We're gonna talk about remote controls. We're gonna talk about a bunch of cool stuff today. It's gonna be good. Well, this is actually really interesting. I'm gonna swap some stuff up. Kind of want to be able to see you guys on one screen and other stuff on another. Look at that. You're up top now. I'm on top. I like this. It's more better. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. That didn't work. Let's get my website up on screen. Let's see. There it is. There it is. Let's check out this Facebook group. I'll show you what I was talking about earlier. Let's see. 72 members in Sequential Squad. Are you seeing this? Let's see. Ooh, I can see chat now. Ooh, I dig. It's so good. It's nice to be able to see everybody. Jake, what up? Haircut looks good, he says. What's up from Twin Cities, Minnesota area? Sinister in Charleston. All right. Adam says, "Oh, he cleans up well." Haha. Oh, you know what I love, man? I'm a weirdo. I love wearing suits. I love going to events. I love like awkwardness. Check this out. You know how like I sit and talk with you guys about all this crazy stuff and get on camera and do all that, and I encourage you to do the same thing. I love the awkward, like, I don't know, not for everybody style in-person things, like going to events, like I don't know, conventions and stuff like that, and literally just walking yourself up to a conversation that you're not part of and throwing yourself into it. It is so weird. It's such a weird thing. And that's kind of all what we're doing today, right? But with lights. So we're all hanging out talking about lights. Gonna do a bunch of cool stuff, and yeah, apparently talking about haircuts. So, not gonna lie, rocking a similar cut, Chris. Right on, Jake. Digital fist bump. Nice. So, today we've got a couple last animations because I set up the remote control for this here set of taillights. Tell you what, actually let's just pan through a couple animations because I want to do that. I feel like it's gonna be a good time. All right, so we've got parking. Oh no, that's a show mode. Check that out. Parking light, right? Then we got that triple flash for taillights. So we're gonna load the last couple changes up to this today, and then I'm sticking them in a box today, and off they go. And I got other stuff. So let's see, this is the file that I was working on one side but not the other yet. What we're gonna do instead today, Fatal Street, what up? Need a beard cut. Afternoon, guys, good to see ya. What up, Fatal Street? So yeah, that's one animation there. Now, I do know my dude Jonpauls was like, hey, I made a cool file. I really want to get a chance to see it. I really want a chance to show you, Jonpauls. So we're gonna do that. And we're also gonna raid my dude and balls. We're gonna do that raid when this thing gets down to nothing. All right, so that will sit up here. That's my face. Sorry. Now I could see it. So if you see that guy there and it starts getting empty, that's when we're gonna do our raid. Richard Finn says, "What up, all the way from Ireland?" Man, you know, I got a little bit of part of Irish in me, and my wife gives me crap because the only thing that I talk about is my Russian heritage. Because they were like they were awesome. Those guys were cool. They rode horses, they swung swords, they shot from horseback and battled, and they were just complete, I don't know, not outlaws, but their deal was, Alvin be in the house. They were like, leave us alone. We're just going to protect the border of Russia, and if people invade, then they'll hit us first. Meanwhile, leave us alone. We're going to go do our thing. Cossacks, man. Freaking Terek Cossacks. I just think that sounds amazing. All the stories of getting shot at and Indiana Jones kind of stuff, moving through Asia and immigrating to, I don't know, the whole like Ellis Island immigration status. Like, I love my Russian heritage. It's amazing to me. Russian dudes hit me up here on the live stream all the time. They're like, hey, you're Russian, blah, blah, blah. And I don't speak any Russian. They didn't teach us anything. But here's the cool thing. I'm also English and Irish, and I never hear anything about that side of it. No roots. I'm like, did we do cool things? Were we cool? Did we just do what we were told? Because if so, like, I don't know. I'm not as interested in that. I'm like, did we live a good, safe, easy life? Because I can tell you one thing, the Russian side did not. Those fools were just against it. They were against the craziness. The Bolsheviks came in, my family peaced out. So, anyway, I have this huge affinity towards half of my heritage. The other half I don't really know enough about. But I do think Ireland is dope, and I'd love to go there one day. We should probably be talking about lights, not Ireland, and Cossacks. Okay, so this is something that I did want to mention. We've got a little unit here that has 2 4-channel remotes that come with it. I don't like these remotes. They work, they're fine. Actually, one of them, look at one of them, I'm pushing channel A, channel B, Nathan. And I like begged C to work, and it worked. Come on, D. Okay, so I got B. A's just not happening. Looks like C is our only winner. So, I'm not really into that. Now this one, A. Cool. B. Cool. But here's the thing. You know what this looks like? You know what this remote looks like? Let me show you. This remote looks like a remote. It just doesn't look good. I don't know, it doesn't look bad. You can push the buttons accidentally and turn your lights on. Not a bad thing. Sinister, I love his heritage, it's the best. Scottish Korean here. I know, weird. Scottish Korean, isn't that weird? But check out this remote. This one I like better, and this is what we're going to talk about on the S13 lights for Randy at Eliminate. My guy sent me these lights forever ago. I've been really wanting to work it in to where I make it help a lot of people, as opposed to just being like, hi, awesome guy. Like, I think Randy's awesome. Like, I want to be Randy when I grow up. He's like Mr. Charisma. If you've never seen Randy at Eliminate, just type in Eliminate. I don't know. He's just like the coolest young dude. He's got like a whole crew of guys. He's assembled this like amazing following and community and all that. And his one thing that I love about him more than anything else is that my dude elevates everybody around him. He just pulls everybody up. And that's something I'm kind of trying to emulate here with you guys. And I want to pull all you guys up. You got a service, something that you provide, you want to get it in front of people. You don't want to put your face out there, but I don't mind. My face is out there already. I'll throw you out. It'll be dope. And Fatal Street says, you inspire me to do better in lighting. Have a good run at a new project. Keep it up. Later, guys. Adios, man. Glad that you're going to come check it out later. So the idea is I'm going to be working on some lights for Randy. I think he's a dope dude. I think it's going to be good stuff. And again, I just got to keep rolling these things because I like that I can. If you're not in squad, jump in squad. The last part that I haven't loaded up into squad is the little space for the S13 lights. So that will come from today's live, and we're also going to do the raid when that thing hits empty. So there's good stuff coming. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm definitely looking forward to finally sending Randy these lights. He's just been chilling forever waiting, and he's just like, yeah, whenever they're done, cool. So that will be a good time. And meanwhile, the funnest thing about that is that in the programming for those lights, they are so straightforward. It's just a bar of lights. So while I would say that we should like load up a whole file that you guys can have access to, today in the training, what I would rather do is just have you start from straight up scratch and see where we all end up, because I think we'll all end up on the same page. So if you're down to do some programming today, or you've got a 14-year-old daughter that you like to pawn that stuff off on, Tim, yeah. I don't know. I think it's freaking awesome that some of you guys got kids that are interested in this stuff and want to do it. So we will we'll put them kiddos to work. It'll be a good time. So yeah, we're gonna work on that together, and it's just a straight line. It's one color. There's not much to it, but we're gonna make it cool. And the one thing that I will say is that what will make that animation way cooler, even though we'll all start off at the same spot, is for each one of the LEDs on the configuration file, the CLC file, instead of it having one LED, we can do 3 LEDs, one on top, one on bottom, one in the middle. And because that's the way that it's actually lined up inside the S13 tails. So when we look at that CLC, it will actually represent how Randy's tails are going to look. It's going to be dope. Baby D Productions. Have you ever done anything with just a 4x6 square light housing? I haven't. I know that's a super popular size for, you know, like the just square replacement lights, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I haven't done. In general, I kind of try to lead by example in a lot of ways, and I tell people that I specialize in something very specific. I'll show you right now. Check this out. All right, I want to talk about this real quick. So this is the GTR lightning bolt. I did the thing for so long that I got to the point where I needed to have something made to save me a bunch of time. So I'm gonna sit here and talk about this and take off this little panel. So these parts I was making by hand for a long time, years. And it was just getting to the point where if I had any sort of failures, then I'd have to start all over, and custom was really not fun. I couldn't just swap them up. Like DJ Boom in the house has these on his GTR. Now, if he ever had any issues, which would be terrible, but this stuff is not rocket science and things can happen. But if anybody that has these panels ever has an issue, I don't have to recreate them from scratch. All I have to do is swap out this part. And this part used to take me weeks to make by hand. And now I'm snapping it off. Like this is the very first step. And in minutes, or for those of my members that were actually on the member only live stream the other day, you saw I was making a set of these things to ship off to a country on the other side of the planet called Brunei. And my dude ordered some of these things. He's the guy that builds lights on, you know, way out there. And he has this part. Now, it's cool that Jonpauls just commented on here because he sent me the GLC file, which is the configuration file on the computer that we look at. And I'll pull it up here in a second, show everybody. The interesting thing is that I'm going to show you right now how these channels are actually laid out, because Jonpauls just took a guess and went and kind of did what he thought was the appropriate placement of those channels on the configuration file. But if you don't know what the actual part is and where all the channels are at, you are kind of guessing, which means if you make a cool animation based on that guess, you might not have something that really represents what you're doing. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what LEDs are in which location so that we can make a better version of that. And then we're going to refine Jonpauls' CLC file, or I'm sorry, GLC file, which is the Ghozt Lighting Configuration file. So just like a layout of the LEDs so we can see it on screen, and then we know what this thing's going to look like when it's doing those animations. There it is. Okay, so that's what's going to be what's happening. Adam says, where do you get those made, and what does something like that cost, if you don't mind me asking? Something like this costs 5 digits to make, so that's not for everybody, and it takes a long time, and it takes definitely a lot of specification. So when I had these made, it was actually, I had a company make them. I kind of was like a little bit more hands off and just like, go for it. We had some issues. Now I have a bad relationship with that company. Still a company that makes awesome parts, and they just don't make my parts. But it was way more expensive. I said this costs 5 digits. Well, it cost me, what was it? About 5.5 times more per pair of these to have a small company make them. So definitely, if you're going to make something, that 5 digits, that was a bargain, right? So just assume that if you don't want to spend in upwards of $50,000 or $100,000 to get a bunch of stuff like this made from a small company, then you probably need to pony up, get a good connection, because I had a very good connection to get these made. These were made by Matt, worked with me on it from the retrofit source. And instead of being hands-off, I was actually a lot more specific as to what I wanted to have changed, what I didn't like. I sent him the old board, and I said, this is wrong with it, this is wrong with it, this is too long, this needs to be modified. And we changed everything up. So it's a completely different part, but it has the same shape. The first company was pretty unhappy with me because I did that, and I just knew that I couldn't afford 5.5 times as much. Needed it to work. I needed the quality control from a bigger company, and needed a big production run. So it was a bad situation. I was up against the wall. I had these things made. I don't regret it. It was a great move. I also understand why the other dude doesn't like me because of that. So I say all of this because it's just not for everybody, and I don't recommend pretty much any of you guys ever do that. If you want to do small production runs of things, you can do that in a much more controlled, more laid back situation. This was because I wanted to put these parts in the hands of everybody, and now they can be. And now there's 3 companies that make these, mine and 2 others, which means that I don't have some monopoly on this. It's not like my idea, nobody else can touch it. It's just good for the end consumer, which is what the point is, and that's why a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about here on the channel and the show, the daily and all that, is based on giving options, because nobody should all have to go through one company, especially if you don't like that company, you don't like the guy that owns it, you don't want to give him money, or you just don't like that there's certain bad things associated with using those products, and you've got options. Options are dope. That's the end consumer wins. At the end of the day, all I care about is the builders, and I want them to have trouble-free installs and just stand behind brands that have done them solid. So yeah, I mean, that's why we've got multiple brands that I've invited into Sequential Squad, so that we can have literally like owner to consumer face-to-face kind of access with each other. Should be dope. All right. The other thing is, I was talking about the remote controls earlier, and this is one that I've been using for a long time. Now, one of our dudes, Mike West, Spectrum Retrofits, he told me about a version of this remote that has the same kind of box as this guy. So instead of being stuck with this remote, I can get one that looks like this. It's got a little red button right here instead of 4 black ones, but it's the same exact thing, and it comes with 2 key fobs, which people keep asking me for. It has a control box like this, unlike the big one that's more like made for trucks that comes with this unit, and it's half the price. 2 remotes, half the price. It's gonna be great. Sinister says, I use that same remote. You use the Anzo USA? Because that's what this one is. So we're going to talk about that in a new video that I have coming out. I'm going to be working on my videos a lot more coming up here soon. But for now, let's flex on this remote. Let's load up my dude's animation files that he sent through yesterday. Jonpauls. Question, are LEDs individual channel or grouped together for the S13 lights? And how many channels? We're going to count that out in just a sec. Before we do that, let's count out the channels on this GTR board, because I was totally on that tangent and then I skipped off to talk about remotes. So let's count them out. So every 4 LEDs on this board, we have a channel. So we have channel 1 down here at the bottom. This is where it gets confusing at the top because we double up channels. So we've got channel 1 right here, and then 2 is right there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 channels before we hit the middle. And then we basically have, instead of 4 LEDs per channel, we have 8. Because there's 2 rows, but we want them to fire all at the same time, so it doesn't zigzag up and down. It just goes in chunks. So we've got channel 10, channel 11, channel 12, channel 13, 14, 15, 16, I think 17 and 18, and then that leaves us with 10 more channels going up this way. Okay? Hunter says he hears I love Oracle lights. I do. Here's why I love Oracle lights. Because I like to install things that I know are gonna fail for sure. And then after they install, I just grind that customer to make them pay me to fix it. Psych. To be messed up if you loved Oracle, because that's what you'd have to do, otherwise you'd go out of business. You'd always be fixing stuff that burned out and went bad. But like if you're probably in cahoots with them and you're like, cool, it's kind of like a Apple product. Like sell you the cool new thing. You get it, you love it, it's awesome, it blinks nice, and then like 2 days later it stops working, or there's an update and now it's like obsolete, and then the new thing comes out and you have to pay to get it. Yeah, cool. Nice, Oracle. I love your business model. At least I think that's what it is. That's my humble opinion. Sell old tech. I don't know. No good. Jonpauls, I don't think there's enough space on the design sequencer for a full replica GLC. Probably not. It's gonna be weird, man. I mean, the reality though is that like it doesn't have to be like huge. I would rather have a smaller GLC file, like a smaller little chunk on the window. So let's do this really quick. Let's look at the file that we've made so far. And by we, I mean Jonpauls. And let's see. Hey, look, there's a little me in the window now. All right, I'm gonna come over here. I still don't know how to get to the different windows on my dual monitor setup. Okay, so here's the file actually, already open. This is from yesterday. So what he did was he started down here, and this is actually like the top, and then he zigzagged, and that's where that grouping of channels has. That's where it kind of like lost the actual representation of it. So that's a starting point. It's pretty cool though. Stoked that dude made it. Thank you, sir. Kind of looks like a little horsey. I like that. I like horsies. And now let's do this. Let's open up Jonpauls brake light file. So we've got Ghost file, live stream, Jonpaul, and let's see, WRX tail animation. Okay, so we're gonna load up left and right. Now, Jonpaul, do we have a left and a right specific? Does it bounce left to right? We're about to find out. Just don't lie. I'm just kidding. Okay. So this is one, and here's a cool thing too. I really like that this is the case, that we can look at the files. This is driver's side, so I can move this over here on the window, and I can open up another Ghozt Lighting window, and then I can open up his other file, and now I'll have two of them on the window. I know we did that before. This is not news to you guys, but if someone's watching the replay, they might not know. John, so two files at the same time, and we can actually look to see, is something bouncing off side to side, or what the deal is. All right, let's check it out. Check it out. Come on. It doesn't want to let me. Okay, whatever. So, Jonpaul says it should. I will rework the double up LED in the middle and see if I can improve it. You're the man. I love that. I love seeing all this stuff. Hunter said just watched my charger video this morning. Yeah, that was funny. Alright, so if I'm seeing this right, the fun thing is that my dude also made some animation file, or some configuration files, and it looks like those are not loaded up on this one. So I can load them up on here so that they're flipped. Nice. 5 fingers waving by. 5 fingers waving by. Alright, here we go. We're gonna go LED configuration, import LED config. This is gonna be, we dig for it. Alright. John made configuration files, taillight configs. This is gonna be for passenger. We'll load it to that. Is that passenger? Oh, my bad. So this one doesn't have the right configuration file. Let's do that. Import LED config. I'm looking at it and it looks to me how I want it to look, but I understand that it definitely needs to be flipped. Driver's side. Dope. On there. Okay. So now let's just load these things up. I just want to see what his stuff looks like. Let's do it. Compile. I'm going to make sure that I name this John. So difficult with all these computers, or the screens. Hillbilly Hydro Graphics. How goes your programming, John? I've almost got some modules put together. James, are you putting together your modules from scratch? Just getting everything all wired up and gonna pot them and all that stuff? Let's see. Call this John too. So make sure you guys too, if you're making files and sending them over, just name them your name. Name them after yourself, like a rich guy. Rich guys love to name things after themselves. Okay. This was something I told my dude Jonpaul that we would do. Still got some time before the raid starts. Huh. So I accidentally, it looks like, how did I accidentally do that? Looks like they're both named driver. So unless I did something wrong, I think this is just passenger. That's a weird thing. So it's I want to bring that up. Let's I'm gonna save this. And look, see how that says driver side right there, even though I just changed it to say passenger side? Very interesting thing when you're working in the sequence designer. If you have something named right here, that will not change if you name it something different. So for example, my dude took this file, moved it over here, and then we swapped some stuff on it, and then it is now called passenger. That's what the file's called. We haven't named it passenger right here yet. So I'm gonna do that really quick. Passenger. And I'm just gonna save it. Because now at least it will always say passenger when I go to compile and stuff. Otherwise what happens is you forget, and like check this out too. Another thing that I just caught right now, we don't have brake checked. So if we don't have brake checked, we're not gonna have brakes when we flash these things. So let's make sure that we got a brake setting. We do. Cool, cool. And check this out too. We could even move some stuff around if we wanted. Yo, that'd be interesting to do like a left and right. We won't, but good. Look through some of the animations. All right, let's check out what these things look like. Sent over a revised Lambo file. Dope. Tim says he's from the UK. He drives on the wrong side. Figures. I bet he has to have amber turn signals too. Bah! Just kidding. Some people get so mad. They're like, you can't have red turn signals. I'm like, not everybody lives in Europe. Sweet. Like, I don't understand why you would do that. Why would you do that? I'm like, I definitely didn't write the laws, so don't understand why people get mad about things they can't control. All right. Compile all that stuff again, just cause I want to. Just want to be thorough. Okay. Do I want to replace it? Uh-huh. File received. Compile, compile, compile. What a weird thing to be live streaming. Really think about it. How ridiculous is this, what we're doing? Global audience, doing nerd stuff together, real time. I love it. It's the best. Hendrix, boo! You're just jealous all JDM cars drive on the right side of the road. I know, man. Some of the coolest ones. Literally, I could forget every other car besides S15s and R34s. I don't know. I just think they're awesome. Okay. Let's open this guy up. We are going to plug it into, for the first time, or the first side, I mean, this is going to be the driver's side. Okay. And I believe we're connected. Let's open this up and say taillight driver. And program. Can you guys hear that squealing in the background? Jonpaul, you might need to change the speed. I've still not got the hang of what speed to use. When in doubt, go fast. That's what I say. It's what I say I do. And yeah, there's something about a slow animation that just, you're like, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. You should never have to say that. You should just be able to push the button and be like, whoa, that was crazy. I want to see that a little bit better. Let's slow that down. Work, 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 work. Awesome. Okay. Bio. That is one. So we have no show mode 2. I have to sneeze. I so love that mute button. It's so good. Hey, I like this, man. Good job, bro. I really dig that. Did it do some left and right action in there? Hey. Uh-oh. We're getting out of sync. How funny. Now it's like, oh my god. It's crazy though, right? So check this out. This might not be your problem. It might not be your fault. It's maybe mine. Nope, it was definitely your fault. The reason is that sometimes when I have the sequence programmer plugged in here, things can fall out of sync. So let's turn them back on. We're gonna look at them, and then we're gonna hop back in and inspect the file and see if we can find any discrepancy, any difference between the two things. All right? Doesn't matter if we do, if we don't, whatever. Let's see what happens. Starts off the same. And start to get a little out of whack right there. So I think we got somewhere before that crazy little step starts happening. We might have one side that's got a longer animation than the other. And one of our guys in the Facebook group was talking about that same thing too. So let's see if we can hop over to the designer, take a look side by side, see if we see any weirdness. Okay, so we're on show 1. Yep, show 1. First thing always is scroll to the bottom, count your steps. You know what would be really nice too? I'm gonna ask Kyle if he can do this. I would like to have a display on here that calculates all of the speed steps and gives you a total number. So you can see how many milliseconds you are looking at total on one spot. And then you can use that to identify if there's any issues, if there's any steps that are, side to side. Does that make sense? Jonpauls says, I thought I messed it up, but couldn't get the two simulations to sync up. Well, we can try to find out together right now. I mean, I know one easy way we can do that. I was going to say we can change all the speed settings the same way, but as it is right now, we've got 216 steps over here. And then on this side, how many steps do we got? 215. So that's your main thing right there. It's that simple. You have one step that's off. And if we look over here, we can see that it ends exactly the same way. So now what we want to do, if we're going to try to find some issue with the files, is we're just going to go randomly scroll up and see if the two things match. So I'm just going to pick a number. That's super annoying. That's not. Okay. So I'm going to pick a number halfway through. I'm going to say at step 90, it should have nothing on. Hop over here. Scroll up to step 90. It's kind of annoying because I can't fit this window in there. Okay. 90 has nothing on, which means that we're apparently in sync right here. So let's add a hundo to that. Let's look at 150. All right. Scroll down to 150, and are we at a blank spot? Looks like we are not. Our issue is in between 90 and 150. Let's see if we can find it. So I want to go back up to 90. Everybody with me right now? Hunting this thing down? Let's go to 106. Step 106. We should be blank, and we're not. So our issue is between 105 and 90. 90. Oh, I think that's our issue right there. Look, 2 blank spaces. Our issue is 90. Later, dude. Done. Fixed. Compile and simulate. Sergey, we just fixed the completely obnoxious. I randomly picked a number and it turned out that that number was the problem. So we're going to save all this stuff again. So if they're supposed to alternate, that's going to be the issue. Let's look at them right now. Because the main thing is you have 35 milliseconds that's off. And so if we want them to alternate, we actually have to do that, hard code it. I started to teach it that way, and then I realized very quickly it's not the way to go, because you end up with an issue that now you're looking through hundreds of lines of code to try to find what the issue is, and you can't. So what we want to do instead is we can, if you want to add that step, you got to remove it somewhere else, and it's nice that everything's got the same amount of time on it, because that makes it way easier to find. So let's just see if we can scroll down to the bottom. We should see we've got the same exact amount, 215 steps. Yep. And 215 steps here should be good. And so how you want them to alternate then, you're going to want to go like this. Like, let's check this out. Let's say we go all the way down to here to 177. Let's yank that out, right? Delete it, 177. We'll come over here to 177, make sure that that was indeed the same. Yes, it was. And now we're going to go back up to 90, and we'll add that step back in. So, and I honestly don't even think 90 is the best way. Let's do it after that cool little animation right there. So let's add it at 150. So now we have 3 blank spots. Come on, dude. 3 blank spots here, and then if we look at 150 over here, we've got 2 blank spots. Let's try that. I think that's going to alternate and give you what you want. It might not. I think it will. I think it's going to be dope. Yeah, so I just kind of I realigned everything starting at 90. Just based on the fact that if everything was doing cool animations, like you want it more fluid, looking like it's together in those complicated steps, but then the on-off steps, those are really cool to alternate. It's just my interpretation of what would look good. Absolutely, you're more than welcome to put your spin on everything as well. Take a look. We're out of time. We're out of time. We have to raid. Must raid. Let's look at this file and then we're going to raid. Ready? Sweet. Text received. Good to go. All right. So I am going to reflash this dude here. And that is my passenger side tail light. 1040. So how does it go so fast? So how have we been streaming for almost an hour already? This was supposed to be about S13 tails. Oh man. Maybe we'll pick up tomorrow morning with the S13 tails, because I actually do got to go at 11 today, so we're gonna do this raid and then I'm gonna bounce. I keep changing up the thumbnails after because it's just not about the thing that it's supposed to be. And you know what? I'm not beating myself up. Alright, now we're gonna do the driver's side tail. Tim, you're out of here. Have to hop off, attend a meeting. I'll return before the end. If not, have a great day, gentlemen. We will definitely talk more later today. Tim, I need to get something from you, and we will do that. It'll be fun. Go do it. Go crush that meeting, sir. Okay, let's see. It says programming complete. Let's check. This should be show 2 on here. Waiting for it. Do it. Flash, flash, flash. Okay, so that's the alternating part right there. So it looks, is it? Still doesn't seem like it's 100% perfectly in sync. It's definitely not. So I think what we should do is me and Jonpauls should hop in a bit, and we'll do this on the Facebook group later. So that'll be a fun thing to just kind of include the people that are in that group. There's more people that are on the website group. There's about a third of them on the Facebook group, or half or something like that now. And then of that, maybe only a fraction of that, maybe 30% of the Facebook group is on the lives. So I think it'll be cool to help everybody else out. So we see that we've got some issues still. We'll find it. Tim says, in the words of my daughter Ainsley, I'm not crushing anything. That was her response when you told them to crush the world. She's like, I don't want to crush the world. That'd be mean. One day, Tim should read the book Crush It to them. Mr. Gary Vaynerchuk. Okay, let's raid a channel. Ready? So I found a guy earlier, and I was on Instagram, and Hillbilly Hydrographics is gonna appreciate this. He does hydrographics, this guy. He's dipping a bunch of stuff. And the reason that I found him was from the recommendation of somebody on TikTok. So I'm gonna open up my TikTok here, and I saw in my inbox that, let's see. Nate D93 says, check out some of Keithley Customs work. You won't be disappointed. So James, do you know who Keithley Customs is? Have you ever heard of this guy? The wipe before the stutter. Whoa, what's the wipe? I'm like, oh no, did I do the intro again? I know one thing I didn't do again. I didn't hit the join the squad group button again. You just gotta keep going. I gotta practice, because here's the thing. A bunch of new people are not in here right now. But the more that I start playing that thing, and the more that I get used to, I don't know, plugging all this stuff, especially plugging things like the sponsors of the show and stuff. That's what we want to do. That's why these raids are super important. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and hop over to my screen. Share my little face there. And we're going to go over to Instagram. So we'll start on, where's a good one? Now I've got a little window open here that we can go to. There we go. Okay, so we're on FlyRyde.com right now. And now we're not. So interesting to try to figure out where everything goes. Okay. So we're going to go to Instagram.com/whatever. Instagram.com/ This is Keithley Customs. And I'm going to pull up his page real quick. We're going to hop over there, raid my dude, comment on some of the cool stuff that he's got going on. So it's Keithley, 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 and then Customs with a K, probably a Z also. Yup. Customs. LLC. Wow. Sorry, this page isn't available. Well, isn't that convenient? Customs LLC. Oh, did I do Keith backwards? I before E, except after K. Didn't they teach you that in school? They didn't teach me. Bow. Got him. Alright, so we got Keithley Customs. And this is what I specifically thought was cool, is that we've got you know, a bunch of the typical dip stuff, which is awesome. I don't see any headlight work, right? And so, like Hillbilly Hydrographics, I'm sure you know, there's a lot of guys that do hydrographics, but there's not a lot of people that do this stuff for headlight work. So what I wanted to see happen was, let's see, the light issue is in the white before the stutter alternating part. Seems off there on FlyRyde. Yeah, definitely the alternating stuff. So we'll figure all that stuff out later. Jerry Walls, dude, you never comment. You know why? Because I'm like, who's Jerry Walls? But you said great work, and you got an orange belt. Bro, my man, let me just hop in here and say, Jerry, we want you in here, bro. You gotta comment. You gotta say stuff. You gotta let us know who you are. Get in the Facebook group. Share. Be part of the community. That's the fun of all this. And you gotta remind me when I forget to turn on music. That's why we need you here, Jerry. All right. Let's get back to that Instagram thing. So what I want to do is, number one, hop in and just find some cool stuff that we can comment on, that we can say what's up to my guy. He's got some valve covers here looking dope. He's got sexy looking Wonder Woman on a valve cover there. So dope. I love that all this stuff is real. This, not into it. I'm like, okay. I don't really know where that like enhances anything, but somebody's probably stoked about it. I love the videos showing all of this stuff. So what I am not doing right now is sharing my screen. Show the screen. Oh man. Jesus, Jerry. Lurker. Lurkers are probably one of the most common people, especially on live streams, because you're kind of like, you're doing your own thing. You're just trying to benefit yourself and learn, which is what you should be doing, not wasting a bunch of your time. But I just love when people comment. Negative Ghost Rider. Where's that at? Negative Ghost Rider. Got a lot of cool stuff in here, but this is what I loved, and this is something specifically that I want to share with you guys. Watch what my guy's doing. Do you have music in the background? Like, can you actually hear this? I'm not sure if it actually linked up from TikTok or not. Romano, do I sell wholesale? I don't, dude. I barely even sell retail. I kind of suck at all of that. The Wonder Woman valve cover is pimp. Comment on the Wonder Woman valve cover and just give my guy some props, because here's why I'm doing all of this. I want to bring this whole thing home. My guy's sharing his family, cute little kids, him and his lady, you know, they got if you can't hear the music, which I don't know or not, they got the Mario Kart background music. It's dope, right? And he's got a bunch of his other work. I don't know if I can do this or not, if it'll work. But I'm going to try to see if you can see this on TikTok. Let's see. You can't, right? Can we not share TikTok? Can't share TikTok. We cannot. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone and share with you guys. First off, my guy on Instagram was sitting on 1,800 followers, right? And I know you guys will benefit from having your bigger social media channels. So I'm sitting just under 30K on Instagram. I don't even use Instagram right now. I don't like it. It's not because I don't like it as much as just like a lot of DMs is basically how I use Instagram right now. I've spent a lot of time posting, making awesome things. I've wasted a lot of time trying to grow on Instagram, and I do. And then after that, I'm like, cool, well, it didn't actually do anything. I just have a bigger number. So I've come to not really appreciate vanity metrics. I don't really care that much about them. But here's something amazing. That's on Instagram. My dude's 1,800. I'm at 30K. doesn't matter. Let's look on TikTok. The thing that I was brought to my attention, he said Keithley Customs. Look at that. Can we see this? Let's see. Let's turn this off of fixed. Let's see if we can show that. You see where my guy's at? He's at 120,000 followers on TikTok. He doesn't have a big YouTube channel. He doesn't have a big Instagram channel. He's just chilling, doing his thing, doing dips. First video that I see on his feed, 7,600 views. Next one's 8,300 views. Guys, if you don't want to do Instagram and you don't want to get on front of the camera and do YouTube and all that, hop on TikTok. Just show your work. That's it. Opportunities are huge. That's what I want for you guys. So, raid my guy's Instagram channel. I want you to do that specifically because I want you to know that if we do stuff like this, if we provide value and find guys like that, there's cross-promotional fun stuff that can be done, and you can help out a guy big time. We can grow on here. You can send stuff off to guys like James, Hillbilly Hydrographics and Vinyl, probably. I'm guessing that he works with headlight parts and his dip stuff. Sinister, his dip parts. I'm sure Keithley here would probably be all pumped about doing a cool little giveaway or doing some dip work for somebody. It's just a fun, cool thing that you can also, that you can do and get it out there and really like cross promote by, like, let's say my dude does a dip for some headlight parts, sends them to you, you finish them up, stick them on a car, you got video, you post it on your TikTok, my man does a duet with you on TikTok, and now you've got 120,000 people that are following him that see your thing, and instantly you could blow up that channel. Let me tell you what he said to me on Instagram earlier, just because I want you to hear me on this. I'm not just wasting time talking because I like to hear myself talk, although I do replay my own videos. He said, let's see, awesome man, yeah. Lots of people don't take TikTok seriously. I get multiple orders a week from TikTok. And yeah, the kids really love that Mario Kart one and they enjoyed it. It was actually their idea. So check it out, like, he's doing fun stuff with his kids. He's posting stuff up on social media. There's this opportunity right now where all of a sudden everybody that was too cool that I don't want to do TikTok, all of a sudden they're there now. And he's getting multiple orders a week from it. Like, yo, that's what's up. So I think that's just something that I want to see all of us do, is let's find people that are crushing it on different platforms, help them on other platforms by commenting, by just interacting with them. I mean, my guy's getting one comment. Like, look at my screen here. Look at these comments. 8 comments on that one. 2, none. Look at this, dude. My guy's got 400 likes on this beautiful work restoring a Coca-Cola fridge or whatever, helmet, all this stuff. He's getting no interaction, and Instagram's a place where you can get tons of interaction, so we can at least provide that and come in and just comment on what you think is cool. So I would ask you to do that. Comment on this YouTube video in the comments below afterwards. I'm gonna keep saying it and we're gonna keep doing it. I need to go back and reply to 8 million comments on my YouTube videos, and I want to at least do what I'm asking you guys to do by commenting on the videos. So that's something that's going to be coming up soon. I just want to have a lot more interaction in the comment section on the actual videos outside of chat, because you really don't see, when you watch the replays, a lot of it, you just don't see anything in chat unless you're just totally monitoring it the whole time, which probably is just not a very common thing. So I think it's going to be a great way that we can help each other out. We can all grow on social media together. And I just want to kind of push you to do it. Do TikTok. It's crazy. Mike said they just hit 10K on TikTok. That's sick. Or are you talking about Instagram? Spectrum Retrofits. I know pretty sure he's at 10K on Instagram as well. In any case, I think that's a big deal. Jonpauls says, I have social media but never use them for anything except following you guys. so I can just try it and start building lights. Document your progress, bro. Look at this. You're making stuff. It's showing up on somebody else's YouTube channel, and you have this moment of interaction where, like, I'm not always going to be doing live streams or anything. It's not like I'm some huge bridge to better things for you guys, but like I want to be. That's my goal. So hop in. I mean, everybody's on there right now. Derek says, guess I missed the S13 lights. No, I just talk a lot, and I've got a live training that I got to hop into right now at 11 o'clock, and it's 11:03. So that's it for this, but I do want you guys to raid my guy Keithley. Post on his Instagram. Just find anything in here cool. Give him a comment. Give him some pat on the back love. Let's just be real and say, oh, there we go. Perfect. Those lights would look dope. Dope with a dipped bezel inside. Done. Commented. Liked. 22 hundo views. Give my guy some love. It's gonna be fun. See if we can get somebody a free dip. Just interact with my guy here and help each other out. So that's it for this one, guys. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. We're gonna do the S13s then. Sinister said, got my buddies to get on TikTok. They were blown away at the ease and how it brings attention on their other social media. Exactly. You want to be able to get in there and use this opportunity where right now that is still, there's still opportunity there. It was way easier before. Hop in, do it. Instagram is a lot less maintenance. I agree. A lot of people though, I'll tell you this, you want to stand out on social media, take DMs. Everybody's like, don't send me DMs, don't send me DMs. I mean, okay. It's way easier to manage email for sure, but you're gonna get attention from somewhere. So if you've got a plan in order to use that attention to send people somewhere, figure that out. Meanwhile, gather up as much attention as you possibly can. I need to do it too. So I think we'll all grow this social media thing together. And let me know what you guys got going on TikTok. Share your TikTok in the Facebook group. All right. If you don't know about Facebook group, get on it. I know I played that thing multiple times today, so I'm not going to do it again. The beep just told me I'm talking way too much. I'm going to see you guys in the morning. We'll do some S13 lights. Derek, I hope you can check those out there. And Jonpaul, if you make that new GLC file for the lightning bolts, we can do that and share that as well. And then you can share that on TikTok and be like, here's me making files for FlyRyde. He's showing it on this thing. I don't know. Whatever helps. Okay? I'll see you guys. Love you. Take care. Be good. I gotta find the end live stream button now. And yeah, we'll keep going. Turn the music up.